From WENY News, this is First Warning Weather.
Well, welcome back. The clouds that we had in place this afternoon have dissipated, and we're left with just some passing clouds here and there through the overnight period. Partly cloudy skies overhead, and that's allowing temperatures to drop off into the 40s, and in some instances eventually into the upper 30s, much like what we had last night. So again, some of the colder pockets, upper 30s. And that's not unreasonable for this time of year. In fact, as I was mentioning earlier this evening, typically at this stage in October, we would have already seen our first frost, but many areas haven't had that occur just yet. That may change, though, towards the end of the week. All right, let's take a look at our almanac for the day today. Had a high temperature of 63 and a morning low of 48. Now, the average low for this time of year is at 42. Temperature in Elmira, 48 degrees, 47 Ridgeberry, also 47 in Corning, up towards Dansville, 46 degrees, Wellsboro coming in at 47. Not too much to track across the Northeast. One big area of low pressure here over northern New England, but a big counterclockwise circulation all over the northeastern United States, including portions of the eastern Great Lakes, and we're still getting some weak disturbances moving in from the north and west. So some of that limited moisture will be in our region for tomorrow. Can't rule out a brief passing shower, but the majority of the day will be on the dry side. Again, just very limited moisture coming in from the north and west. In fact, cold enough for a few wet snowflakes to mix in over some of the higher terrain, especially later Wednesday and into Thursday. But basically speaking, high pressure moving in from the west will tend to keep us mainly dry. Any rain that we do manage to get over the next day or so will only be a couple hundredths of an inch, and that's about it. So you can see fair skies for much of the day tomorrow. Temperatures into the 60s, 64, our 5-degree guarantee, 62 on Wednesday, only 58 on Thursday. Now for the latest on Hurricane Milton. And keep this in mind here because this will help you answer the trivia question for tonight. It's already seen winds of 180 miles an hour. Now, it's weakened a little bit as the 11 o'clock advisory. Still Category 5, sustained winds of 165 miles an hour. And it's headed towards the Tampa Bay region of western Florida, perhaps making landfall as a major hurricane. And that's going to cause big problems over the west coast of Florida. Even on the east side of Florida, still could be looking at some hurricane strength winds, even as it passes over the peninsula itself. So again, something we'll be watching for you over the next 48 hours or so. Expected to make landfall later in the day Wednesday. 63 is what we forecast today. That was the high. 40 for a low temperature tonight under partly cloudy skies. And the 7-day forecast does show basically dry weather over the next several days. It won't be until Sunday or Monday that we have our next chance for any steady rains headed our way.
Well, let's get back to that trivia question. It's very relevant tonight.
Yeah, I'd say so. So we're talking about the strongest Atlantic basin hurricane on record. So you know it can't be A or B because I already mentioned that Milton has had winds of 180 miles an hour.
So I think it's going to be C because I think with D, 215, that's the gusts.
Yeah, right. You're absolutely right. 215 is a little too high
for
hurricane. But pretty impressive that Hurricane Allen back in 1980 sustained winds of 190 miles an hour. And Milton was very close to that earlier today.
Wow. All right. Thanks, Joe.